Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video, the topic is how much money will I get in my workers' comp case, right? So I was talking to a guy and he had this very question. He got hurt at work. He called me a little bit after the time that he got hurt, and he was already dealing with the company's workers' comp insurance adjuster. He was working with somebody through a company called Gallagher Basset that insurance companies and self-insured companies will hire to be the claims department, right? And they're sometimes difficult to deal with, but there are a lot of companies out there that are sometimes difficult to deal with. I mean, their job, remember, is to pay you no money if they can get away with it, or pay you as little money as they can get away with paying you, right? So keep that in mind. They're not just going to write you a check. So he was dealing with these folks, and he wanted to talk to me about whether it was even, whether it made economic sense for him to hire a lawyer, what kind of money would his case result in, do they have a good reputation? Are they going to treat him fair? All this kind of stuff, right? And so we spoke at some length, so I figured, why not shoot a video? So the first thing you need to know is what we already talked about. They're not, these claims companies and workers' comp insurance companies, they don't want to just throw money at you. Now, the Workers' Comp Act is written to protect the rights of injured workers. It's right there in the legislative comments that's the purpose, is to protect injured workers, right? But just because you're entitled to certain benefits under workers' comp doesn't mean you're automatically going to get them. And what I told this guy, and this happens all the time, if you watch some of my other videos, you know that the three most basic things you're entitled to in workers' comp is two-thirds of your pay while you're off work with a doctor's note, your related medical bills paid, and at the end of the case, when you get better or you're done treating or you return to work, a lump sum of money. What happens a lot in these cases is they withhold that lump sum of money. You return to work, they close the claim, they don't talk about it, and then they hope for your 3 years to pass, because in Illinois there's a 3-year filing deadline. Your mileage may vary. So the other thing you need to know is that everything in workers' comp depends on two things: how serious and permanent your injury is, and how much you make in a week. What we call the average weekly wage. So basically, like, if you make $20 an hour and you work 40 hours a week, your average weekly wage is $800. But what if you make $40 an hour? That means you take home $1,600. It generally means that you're going to be taking home twice as much while you're off work with a doctor's note than the guy who makes $20 an hour. The medical bills are gonna be the medical bills, but it also means that at the end of the case, that lump sum of money you're gonna get is gonna be about double. Even if you have the same injury, the same treatment, the same medical outcome as the guy who makes $20 an hour, you're gonna get twice as much at the end of the case. Now, how much exactly that is a very complex analysis, right? It is literally case by case. And no lawyer in a video or even initially talking to you is going to be able to tell you exactly what's going on with your case, right? But I did, if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I did create a really cool tool that a lot of people are enjoying to use. I actually have two of them. They're on my website, free to use, links in the description. One is called the Good Case Calculator. Tells you in literally 20 seconds flat whether you might have a good case or you might have a case that has some challenges. And then I also have the Case Cash Calculator. It tells you what the settlement value or the value of your case might be. Now, obviously, these are not legal opinions. These are just information that I put together myself based on my years of experience to give people some idea, right? So don't try to contradict what your current lawyer says based on the tools I give you. These are just guidelines that'll help you. The link's in the description. Tons of people are using them and they really enjoy them. I get a lot of positive feedback from folks who use them. So you can check those out for free. Obviously, the best way to know what you might get in a comp case is to consult with an attorney. But remember, your initial consult with an attorney is going to be your lawyer's impression of the value of the case at the point where the lawyer has the least information, right? What if there's a bunch of bad information, or I say bad information, but what I mean is information about the case or in the medical care or about your doctor's reputation or about your claims history or about your health history that we don't know right now, but after we're in the case, there's a bunch of information that will hurt your case. Well, what that information does is makes it less likely for us to win if we go to court, if we go to trial, right? And, that sort of information, so let's say you've got a case, we talk, I tell you, look, it's a really good case. I don't give numbers, but let's say you consult with an attorney and the attorney says the number should be something like, let's say $80,000. You should end up with an $80,000 settlement in that ballpark. Let's say they say between 75 and 95, something like that, right? That's their initial information before they know any of this stuff. So when you settle, if the full value is around 80, and there's a bunch of things that mean that the judge hearing your case might penalize you for, well, you're in a different situation then, aren't you? You're in a situation where maybe settling for 50 or 45 or 65 is the smartest thing you can do instead of letting the case go on for another year and going to court and losing. Because if you lose at court, you get no money. So my point is, those initial conversations that you have with a lawyer, that's if everything goes smooth, right? And unfortunately, a lot of these cases don't go smooth. There's always a wrinkle, and I'm not saying it's ever the client's fault. Sometimes the client might be a little bit responsible for the problem, but honestly, a lot of times these things are completely out of my client's control and even out of their knowledge. They don't even know these things exist in their medical file or their employment chart or whatever, right? But it's my job to discover them so that we can accurately evaluate your chances at trial. And honestly, if we're shooting for 80 at trial and there's a bunch of warts and bruises on your case and they're offering 65, pretty much guaranteed me or any other lawyer with a brain is going to tell you, take the 65, put it in your pocket, move on, right? So anyway, that's how that works. I shoot these videos to help injured people, whether they become my clients or not. But if you or anyone you know needs a lawyer, please feel free to give me a call. I offer a free consultation, 312-500-4500. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you or anyone you know has been hurt in an accident and needs a lawyer or even just has questions, give me a call anytime, day or night, at 312-500-4500. You can call me anytime, day or night, and the consultation is free. That's 312-500-4500. Or if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I made 2 great tools that really help people out that you can use for free on my website. The links are in the description. The first one is called the Case Cash Calculator, and it tells you what your case might be worth. The other is called the Good Case Calculator, and it tells you whether you might have a good case or you might have a case with some challenges. The best part is that they're 100% free to use on my website, and it only takes you 20 seconds flat to answer 7 multiple choice questions right off the top of your head. And then you get custom information about your particular injury situation fast and for free. So check them out, links in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new videos every week, and this way you'll get notice of them. And if you have a question you'd like answered in a video, just leave a comment with your question in the comments section. Finally, if you enjoy my videos or if I've helped you in any way, I hope you'll consider doing me a favor. Injury law is a very competitive field, and I like having a small independent firm so I can help people who need it. People really rely on Google reviews when deciding who to hire, so I hope you'll consider leaving me a 5-star review on Google. It only takes a few seconds, but it's a favor to me that I would really appreciate. The link is in the description. You just go to that link, important. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and you're done. Once again, I hope you and your family are well, and if anyone you know needs an injury lawyer or has questions, please send them my way by calling 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Take care.